What's up, people? Welcome to another VR news video. Today I'm going over the best Pavlov update yet, an AR headset that you can make, a broken game that's breaking records, and more. And while you're at it, subscribe and like. It's completely free and it would mean the world to me. The first piece of news I'm going to be talking about is the new Hitman game, Hitman 3. I've played the Hitman remake on the last gen consoles and it's easily in the top 15 best games I've ever played. In Hitman 3 you can obviously play flat screen, but you can also play in VR, and it's not like Tomb Raider where you get a 2-hour mini mission. Not only can you play every single level of Hitman 3 in VR, but you can play every single level of Hitman 1 and 2 in VR. As you can see in the trailer, there's a ton of weapons and ways to kill the target, so basically classic Hitman except 10 times more immersive. I like both shooters in VR and stealth games in VR, so this game really appeals to my niches and many others out there. I've noticed in the recent months that more mainstream developers and IPs have been receiving VR games. For example, Half-Life Alyx, Medal of Honor, and both the Walking Dead games. And honestly, without some of these huge IP VR games, I don't think VR would be where it is today. Hitman 3 releases on January 20th of this year, and I personally can't wait to throw people off buildings. This game will retail for $60. So everyone's heard of Pavlov, right? Well, one of the biggest and coolest updates has just come out for it. If you follow any Pavlov news, you've most definitely heard of it. I'm of course talking about the World War II update. Before this update ever came out, there were some community-made servers for World War II-esque Pavlov, but the models weren't the greatest and there were like 2 guns. I'm not trying to downplay any of these people that took their own time and effort making these because they were enjoyable. Anyways, in this new update, they added a total of 18 new guns, a new firing range, a new weapon category, which is rockets, drivable tanks, and to top it all off, a better user interface. There's a ton of little attention to detail things they added, like being able to repair your tank with a welding tool. Driving the tanks is really immersive too. You need 3 players and it has a ton of little controls and things you can do inside. This has nothing to do with the World War II update, but they also added B haptics to the game, so now you can use your haptic feedback vest in helmets in the game. I'm definitely going to be sinking too many hours into this update and not upload for like 2 months. I'm sure we all know what AR is, but if you don't, it stands for augmented reality and basically allows you to see the real world while also adding digital things to it. Whether that be a board game or Darth Vader. Well, anyways, I found this cool project that goes by the name Cheaper. It's basically a quality AR headset that you can build yourself at home for no more than $80. You need access to a 3D printer and you're pretty much set. It's still extremely new and nowhere near perfect, as stated by the developer himself. Also, if you know anything about coding or developing of sorts, you can tinker around with the headset yourself and maybe improve it in your own way. One thing I can say for sure is that the actual headset looks pretty awesome and it would only be improving. I can't wait to see how far this headset goes. Who knows, maybe you'll be seeing this at your local Walmart in a few years. If you want to learn more about the headset, I put a link to the news article I used down in the description. With the recent release of the Quest 2, a pretty impressive milestone has been hit. To be more specific, the Quest 2 has surpassed the total active player base that the Quest 1 had. This is pretty impressive, saying that the Quest 2 has been out for a couple months and the Quest 1 has been out for over a year. Honestly, I felt as if the Quest 2 was not as hyped up as the original Quest, but I guess not. While we're on the subject of breaking records and milestones, let's talk about that whole VR chat situation. If you didn't know, on New Year's of 2021, VR chat had an incident. It completely bugged out. No one could teleport to any world, see any characters. They basically couldn't see or do anything. At first the devs thought it was a DDoS attack, but no, it was just them breaking records. On that night, over 40,000 people were celebrating their New Year's on VR chat. This not only breaks VR chat records, but VR records in general. And of course, people still say VR is a gimmick. I'm sure everyone has seen or experienced a VR roller coaster at one point or another, but a YouTuber that goes by the name Defunctland made a VR video that brings back a discontinued Disney ride. More specifically, the 2000 Leagues Under the Sea ride. I know there's thousands of people who are not only stuck at home because of quarantine, but are also wanting to experience lost or forgotten Disney rides that are normally unobtainable. But with VR, they become obtainable, and honestly, there's no other platform that could recreate something like this. And I can say there's a lot more where that came from, because this is just a small example of VR's greatness. A couple of months ago, I made a video about some VR cyber shoes that had a Kickstarter page. Well, those exact cyber shoes have hit their goal by 3 times as much. Their original goal was $30,000 and they got a whopping $98,000, which is nearly $100,000. If you don't know why these cyber shoes are a big deal, it's because of one thing. They're wireless. You attach a Bluetooth connector to the front of your headset, pair the shoes to the connector, and voila, you got VR shoes. Obviously, you need a certain carpet and preferably a spinny chair, but that all comes with the package. Once these shoes come out, I'll definitely consider picking them up and making a video about them. That's all the news I got for you today, and I'll see you next week with another edition of VR News. Subscribe and like. Bye.